Rise and shine, party people. It's about time they got me in here talking about making bucks. I'm Trey Redfield. Welcome to Beat the Bookie. With my fit looking so fly today, I'm not sure if you would want to show your lady this, but I think this money I'm about to win you will help you score dinner with her tonight. CitrusTV, well, been taking L's lately in the betting world. How about 5 straight weeks in the negative? My good friend Nick Zelaya flopped once again, putting up negative $61. Even that black on black fig couldn't help you, bro. Nice work. But, Nicky, you win some, lose most. Let's check out this year's Beat the Bookie standings. 7 people in the negatives. John Dale's still the leader, and he's been hanging around for a little over a month. Not today, though. I don't care if he's 22. I don't care if he's experienced. You're mine today, Dales. And look, I'm in red now, but I promise you, you're going to be in the green by the end of the night. A big reason why? Well, we're going to dominate this week's big games. We start with Alabama and Ole Miss. And if you think Bama is going to lose 2 straight, well, think again. It hasn't happened since 2013. Last year when the Crimson Tide lost to Texas A&M or Texas NIL, whatever you want to call it, they beat Mississippi State by 40 the next week. Expect the same with an Ole Miss defense that isn't as good as Alabama's. I'm taking the Tide minus 11.5. And really, that's cake. Just put $10 on it. Let's go into the next one. Power 6. That's right. An American clash between the usual suspects of UCF and one of college football's best stories in Tulane. It's been fun watching the Green Wave riding not just the wave, but also a 5-game winning streak. Expect a low-scoring matchup. The Wave and Knights are 1 and 2 in the AAC in total defense, respectively. But this is in NOLA, which is why I'm taking Tulane in the first home-ranked matchup since 1949 down at Yeoman Stadium. Green Wave minus 1.5 for $10. All right, this one's epic. A quote-unquote fraudulent TCU squad that's 4th in the nation taking on 18th-ranked Texas. I can't believe this, but the Longhorns are 7.5-point favorites. I just don't get it. Why is everyone hating on the Horned Frogs? 4 wins against ranked opponents. They have scored 30-plus in every game. And Quentin Johnson is literally him. Expect the star wideout to play despite tweaking his ankle last week against Texas Tech. Horns down. TCU plus 7.5. Give me $15 on it as well. They will remain in the playoff picture come next Tuesday. BT and Ethan are really doing me dirty here. That was me when I was 15 years old, and I had no idea what over and under even meant. But now, we're a game back on the producers, and simply that just can't happen. That's not going to be for long, though. Tulane is winning, and TCU is doing the same. Lock it in. Let's get into Trey's takes. I'm a North Carolinian, so this was certain. Number 15 UNC and Wake Forest down in Winston-Salem. This clash is going to have some fireworks, and not literally because you can't buy them in the state of North Carolina, but figuratively because the Tar Heels and Demon Deacons score a ton. These are the top 2 offenses in the ACC and some of the worst defenses in the conference. The over-under is set for 77.5. Expect a scoring total in the 80s by game's end. I'm taking the over, $10 on that one. Let's go out west, where 6th-ranked Oregon hosts 25th-ranked Washington. And props to the Pac-12, man. They're actually good this year. Oregon, phenomenal. There was a time where I was ripping Bo Nix on No Pulp. And Bo, I am so sorry, dude. You've been working since the Georgia loss. 22 touchdowns and a little over 2,300 passing yards since that L down in Atlanta. Bo knows, and he and I know the Ducks are winning on Saturday. Oregon money line for another $10. Is it a safe pick? Yes, but sometimes you have to have those when we're talking BTB. Now in the Big Ten, 14th-ranked Penn State hosting Maryland. The Nittany Lions are 10.5-point favorites, but this is a different Terrapin squad. UMD is 6-3 this season and has played in close games all year, playing in at most 2 possession games for 7 straight matchups. That includes a 7-point loss at Michigan. So I'm taking the Terps plus 10.5 for $5. Good teams win, but great teams cover. My last take comes in the SEC. Mississippi State hosting top-ranked Georgia. Finally, this matchup is back in Starkville. We haven't seen it there since 2010 when Hail State took down UGA. But this year's Georgia squad might be better than last year's national championship team. They have the top defense in the SEC, 2nd best in the land. And by the way, UGA is one of 2 teams in the SEC with over 500 total yards of offense. Dogs, minus 16.5. Don't sweat it. $10 too. All right, from one dog to another. It's time for my dog of the week. Back to the Big 12 before it dies right before us. Kansas heading to Texas Tech. It's been a ton of fun watching the Jayhawks, despite the 3-game skid from a couple of weeks ago. But KU just pounded on 18th-ranked Oklahoma State last weekend. And now it's a 3.5-point underdog against Tech. Don't bite on that. Take the Jayhawks plus 3.5. That's what I'm doing. And I'm putting $10 on that one as well. All right, time for my lock of the week. I'm talking more about the Big Ten with Ohio State and Indiana. Nick forgot that Northwestern plays OSU tough and didn't look at the forecast in Evanston, but it's not the case here. The Bucks have not lost to the Hoosiers since 1988, and that continues this weekend. My lock, Brutus Boys, minus 39.5 for $10. Yes, expect a beatdown on IU. All right, it's parlay time. 4-leg parlay coming in hot for $10. If this lands, we score over $127. And no, it's not enough to get BTB back in green, but it's a work in progress that I hope my friends don't destroy. I'm not confident, but just hoping for the best. We roll either way. I'm taking Clemson minus 7 over Louisville because the Tigers just do not lose at home. They haven't done it since 2016 when Nathan Peterman was the quarterback of the Pitt Panthers. He came into Death Valley and got the win. Next up, 23rd ranked Kansas State, taking that plus 2.5 over Baylor. Bears have been frauds all year. Wildcats, not the case on their end. Time for overs and unders. Notre Dame and Navy. Expect a lot of running the football, so take the under set at 39.5 points. Notre Dame runs the ball left and right. It did that against Syracuse just a couple of weeks ago, and so does Navy. Ken Niumatalolo's been running the triple option for years. You normally see it during the Army-Navy game because that's normally when Navy is on TV, but either way, expect them running the football a ton from the midshipmen. You blink and this game is going to be over. Under at 39.5 for the Irish and Migs. Finally, Illinois hosting Purdue. The Fighting Illini's defense have been carrying Tommy DeVito all season. And that continues because they allow just 11 points per game. I don't know if it's Lovie Smith's gray beard that's so awesome or just the defense being good. Either way, the under is what I'm taking, set at 44.5 points, rounding out my $10 parlay. If we win, it's $127 for me and you. All right, let's recap. Lots of bets for $10, but that's healthy, just like me. I just got back into the gym. Yeah, give me the applauses. Thank you. Thank you very much. But I expect a couple of road wins for my games and some offensive explosions for Trey's takes. Plus, I got Kansas as my dog of the week and Ohio State steamrolling Indiana as my lock of the week. Now, as much as I'm going to win this weekend, please, please, please bet responsibly. All right, that wraps things up here on Beat the Bookie. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at CitrusTV Sports for all the BTB content that you need. Big thanks to Braden Reed and Ethan Frank, our producer team, for letting me help you and actually letting me on this show because we're bringing some bucks this weekend. Like I said, doesn't matter what I'm wearing with this red, you will be in the green come Saturday night. Stay in school, kids. Peace and love.